Welcome to the Real Estate Scripts Podcast, the show that helps you know what to say when you're talking to buyers and sellers so that you can close more deals and earn more money. I'm Darren Tunstall, a real estate professional, coach, and #1 best-selling author. Let's get into this. Before we begin today's episode, I want to clarify some important points. I am a licensed real estate agent and my DRE number is 018534445. It's crucial to note that this podcast operates independently of my affiliation with Keller Williams Realty and any realtor associations. My primary goal with this podcast is to provide you, our listeners, with valuable information, insights, and practical tools. As a reminder, the purpose of Scripts and Dialogues is to come, learn, practice, and be prepared to fail forward. This is where we make mistakes and help each other out, but we're mostly interested in seeing how we can get better. First, we read through the script word for word, and then we go back and put it into our own natural tone, style, and phrasing. You won't know what to say until you go through the script. So, with that said, many people will say, that's not how I sound, and I totally get it. That's not how you sound. But that is the reason why we practice every day, so that the script becomes you and in your own voice. So, read it word for word first, then go back and put it into your own natural tone, style, and phrasing, and I think it'll work out. All right, so this week we are on buyer objections, and I'm pretty excited about this week because all of these objections come from discussions that I've had with a couple of lenders. And these are really objections that are written from their perspective and ours, obviously, because we're more like the front line of people between the client and between the buyer and the lender. And we are having to deal with, I really want to buy a home, but the houses are high. Interest rates are high. Inflation is high. And the question is, what do we do? What do we say? And understanding what the lenders are also experiencing as well when they get to that point. Now, I do want to say, we're not lenders. We're not financial experts. We're not financial advisors. If you are, then that's fantastic. But I'm not, at least. And, we're not CPAs, we're not attorneys, we're none of those people. And again, if you are, then awesome, good for you, kudos to you. With that said, we have to have a little bit of knowledge on the surface to be able to have a intelligent conversation with people, then redirect them to the person that is going to provide them with the details and be that expert for them. This is just getting us to the point of scratching the surface and then redirecting them to the person that we feel is going to be appropriate. Does that make sense?
Yep. Yes.
Awesome. All right. So with that said, today we are going over 1.0 Buydown explanations and lender introduction for home buyers. And I will just quickly read the information to set this up. In this scenario, you introduce the concept of a 1.0 buydown to a curious home buyer, providing clear explanations and facilitating a connection with their preferred lender for further exploration. It should read with your preferred lender. I'll correct that. The requirements are effective communication skills, expertise in mortgage options, strong lender connections, and a customer-focused approach. The intention of this script is to help a home buyer understand the concept of a 1.0 buydown and encourage them to discuss it further with your preferred lender for a personalized financial guidance. So, any questions about that before I break us out?
I just want to say they could also ask their own lender about the same program if they have it.
Absolutely. And I believe the script does state that, but you're absolutely right. We always want to have at least 3 that we can recommend, just like, and then like Emily said, they're welcome to use anybody that they choose as well. And that's more from a legal perspective. We don't want to steer them in any way and say, you have to use this person. That's That gets you in trouble. We don't do that. Emily,
Yes.
how about you be the agent first? Derek will be your curious buyer, and he's worried about financials.
Okie dokie.
All right.
Yeah.
Hi, Derek. Thanks for meeting with me today to talk about your home buying journey. I'm here to help you find the perfect home and answer any questions you might have. Have you found any properties you're interested in so far?
I haven't really found any properties at the moment. I'm very excited about learning more about the process. That being said, I am a little worried about like the financial side of things.
Right. I totally understand that. Buying a home is a big step, and it's important to be comfortable with the financial aspects. Have you heard of something called the 1-0 buy down in your research?
The 1-0 buy down. I think a little bit, but I don't really know exactly what it means. Could you explain it in more detail?
Yeah, absolutely. The 1-0 buy down is a type of mortgage that can help you manage your payments in the first few years of ownership. Basically, it's like a little financial boost for the start.
Okay, okay. Still a little confused by that, but so how does it work exactly?
Okay. Well, it's like this. With a regular mortgage, your interest rate is the same throughout the loan. But with a 1-0 buy down, the lender gives you a lot, or gives you a bit of a discount on the interest rate in the beginning. For example, in the first year, you might pay less interest, which can make your monthly payments a bit lower and more manageable.
Okay. Well, that would be nice. I'd love to save a little money. So what would happen after the first year then?
Great question. After that first year, your interest rate goes back to the regular rate, just like a typical mortgage. So it's like getting a little financial break in the beginning, and then things get back to normal. So this can be especially useful, but if you expect your income to increase in the future. Sorry.
Yeah. No, that all sounds great. So when you say it goes back to the normal interest rate, is that the interest rate that I get today or the interest rate a year from now?
Well, I'd recommend sitting down with my preferred lender to get the essential details. They can give you a customized breakdown of how a 1-0 buy down would work for your specific situation. It's important to make sure it aligns with your financial goals and your overall budget.
Okay, well, thank you. Yeah, I'd love to sit down with the preferred lender. Do you have somebody in mind?
Actually, I have a couple of people that I work with on a regular basis. I'm going to give you their contact number. I have two that I work with quite frequently and a couple other people too that I work with every now and again. But I'll give you all their numbers and you can reach out to them. So this is fantastic. I'm glad you're interested. They'll be able to provide you with expert advice on the financial side of things.
Well, that sounds great. Yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing more about the 1-0 buy down, and I appreciate your help and guidance.
Absolutely. You're so welcome. I'm here to make your home buying experience as smooth as possible. And let me know if you have any more questions. I'm here for you every step of the way. And once we have a good understanding of how much you qualify for and the loan you decide to go with, then we can start looking at homes.
Sounds great. Okay, I look forward to the information. Thank you.
All right. I'll touch base with you tomorrow after you've had a chance to reach out to them. Okay.
Sounds good.
Okay. Thanks, Derek. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Cool. Little different conversation.
No, it's good.
E- Emily, you did a really good job leading it. It like, even though I knew you were scripted, it didn't necessarily feel that way because you
Oh,
read
good.
very slowly and it was like it had a nice flow to it.
Thank you. Well, I'm reading what the master wrote.
Yeah, I can't do that. I'm just kidding. Well, I'll do it right now. All right.
All right, Derek, you ready?
Yeah, let me just take one glance at this from the other side. Okay, got it. All right. Hi, Emily. Thanks for meeting with me today to talk about the home buying journey. I'm here to help you find the perfect home and answer any questions you might have. Have you found the properties you're interested in so far?
I've looked at a couple, yeah, just on like Zillow, but I'm really excited about this. I'm just a little worried about the financial side of things. Everything's so expensive. Interest rates, home prices, you
I
know.
totally, oh, sorry to interrupt you, but I
No, you're
totally
good.
understand that,
Go ahead.
Emily. And, buying a home is a big step and it's important to be comfortable with the financial aspects of it. Have you heard of something called the 1-0 buy down in your research?
Mm, I've heard about buy down. I've heard the word buy down, but I don't know what it means.
Okay, that's perfectly okay. This is something that's newer to the market. A 1-0 buy down is a type of mortgage that can help you manage your payments in the first few years of home ownership. Basically, it's like a financial boost for the start. It's really cool.
How does it work? I'm a little confused.
Okay, don't worry, don't be confused. I can explain in a little bit more detail. With the regular mortgage, your interest rate is the same throughout the loan. But with the 1-0 buy down, the lender gives you a bit of a discount on the interest rate in the beginning. For example, in the first year, you might pay less interest, which can make your monthly payments a bit lower and more manageable. How does that sound?
That sounds great. But what happens after the first year?
Emily, that's a great question, and I get that a lot. After the first year, your interest rate goes back to the regular rate, just like a typical mortgage would. So it's like getting a little financial break in the beginning, and then things go back to normal. This can be especially useful for an expert your income to increase in the future if you expect your income to increase in the future. So that therefore you would pay a little bit less the first year on your monthly mortgage payment, and then it would go back to the regular rate. Does that kind of answer your questions with that?
Yeah, I mean it does. It sounds good. But how do I know if it's, the right thing for me? What if I don't get that raise?
Yeah, you know what I'd like to do? I'd recommend sitting down with my preferred lender. I have a few for you that you could research and see which one would be a best fit for you, and they could give you some essential details. They can give you a customized breakdown of how a 1-0 buy down would work for your specific situation. It's important to make sure it aligns with your financial goals and your overall budget, which I can totally understand.
Well, this is kind of exciting. Now think maybe I have a chance. I might be able to get into a home after all. If this is as good as it sounds. So thank you so much. I definitely look forward to talking with your preferred lenders.
Emily, you're so welcome, and I'm glad you're keeping an open mind to this. It's such a fantastic tool. I'll put you in touch with my preferred lender. We could schedule an appointment for you to discuss the 1-0 buy down in more detail. They'll be able to provide you with expert advice on the financial side of things. How does that sound?
Yeah, that sounds really good. Thank you for explaining it to me. That sounds like something that would work for me. And I appreciate, your guidance and your expertise. I really appreciate it. This makes me feel a little more confident.
Absolutely, Emily. You're so welcome. As you know, I'm here to make your home buying experience as smooth as possible. Please let me know if you have any more questions. Obviously, I'm here for you the whole step of the way. Once we have a better understanding of how much you'll qualify for in the loan you decide to go with, then we can start looking at homes in more detail in these specific areas that you love. I look forward to connecting with you, and I will send over that information by the end of the day.
Awesome. Thanks, Derek.
You're welcome, Emily. Talk to you soon. Thanks.
Okay, bye.
Who wants to put it in their own words?
Emily, you can
I
go first.
will,
Derek.
I guess.
By the way, you really, it seemed like you really took on that role there. You sound like you were really in distress, Emily, like you're really worried about this.
I
Yeah.
am.
I know
It
you
felt
are.
good though.
You
I
know
like the
why?
script.
Because I'm in a 2-1 buy down right now, and my rate's going up next year.
I know you are. Yeah.
So I got to make more money.
2-1.
All right. Hey, Derek. Thanks for meeting with me today to talk about your home buying journey. Are you excited?
I'm super excited, but I'm a little worried about the financial stuff right now.
I know things are so crazy. Rates are up, home prices are up. They're not, we thought they'd be going down. We thought rates would be going down, but it just hasn't happened like the experts thought it would.
Right.
But some of my lender partners have adapted to some programs that they're really excited about. It's helping people get into their first home or their next home even. It's called a rate buy down. So there's a 1-0 buy down and a 2-1 buy down, which kind of helps you the first year. If you do the 1-0 buy down, it's the first year. It's the same mortgage rate, but you pay down part of it in the beginning to make those mortgage payments a little bit less every month. And then it goes back up to the regular payment after the first 12 months.
Okay. I've heard about this. My friends have been talking about it, but I'm still a little confused. Like, what exactly does that mean? Like so after 1 year it goes down could my interest rate go down or would it go back up?
No, it stays the same. It's just in the beginning, part of the loan process is paying down the first year of the payment. So you have a smaller payment the first year. And that gives you the opportunity to, maybe you're expecting a pay increase at your job, or maybe you'll be able to refinance as if when rates go back down under 8% and making your payments smaller, but you have a whole year at those reduced payments. So
Okay.
it could be
So for example,
advantageous.
Emily, let me ask you a quick question. So if
Yeah,
it's an 8 right now and it says a 1-0 buy down, am I buying it down to 7% for the first year?
correct. It's something like that. Yes, it depends on your financial situation, and you'd have to talk to, your lender, or I have a couple of lenders that can explain it to you. It's been a really positive program for people to get into, with the expectations that rates are going to go down and income is going to go up, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that does make sense. I'd be interested in hearing some more about it from a lender.
Yeah, I definitely think it's worth exploring. It can make home buying more affordable, and they can explain how it works in better detail. I'm not a lender. I'm not a bank, but they can explain exactly how it works. But it's helped a lot of my clients, and it seems to be working for people to get into their homes, and they can stop paying rent where they're at, or the people who are moving, who have to move, but everything's so expensive. It makes it a little more affordable,
Yeah, absolutely. Sounds like a plan. So what are the next steps?
So I'm going to send you a couple of names and numbers of my preferred lenders. You reach out to yours and see if it's something that's available at the lender that you want to work with. But I know my people that I work with all the time, they're really good at explaining it, and just kind of give them what you're looking for, and, send them a little bit of details of your financial situation, and they can kind of run the numbers, so to speak, and give you a more detailed plan. Does that sound good?
That does. Yeah. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you explaining it in more detail. I look forward to hearing more about this program you mentioned. The
Yeah,
one
it's really
buy down.
good. And then, once we figure out where you're at and what payment you're comfortable with, then we can start the home buying process and looking at homes and touring homes and seeing what works best for you and your family.
That sounds great. Thank you so much, Emily. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, thanks, Derek. Talk to you
Okay,
tomorrow.
now. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, Derek, you have 2 minutes. Go.
2 minutes. Wait a minute. That's
Sorry,
quick.
Derek. I
All
took too
right.
long.
I already started the clock.
Hi, Emily. I'm super excited about your home buying journey. As you know, I'm here to help you with anything, any questions, concerns. How's everything going so far with the properties?
Yeah, I think I might hold off. I just don't think it's going to be financially, the right move right now. Everything's too expensive. Mortgage rates are too expensive. I can't do it. I'm just going to wait.
Hold off, Emily. Emily, come on. We've come so far over the past couple of weeks. What's in regards to the financial side of things? There are some really cool programs right now. So, what I'd love to do is tell you a little bit about one of the programs. Okay, it's called the 1-0 buy down, and it really helps you in the first year of your mortgage. Would you? Is that something you'd like to hear maybe a little bit more about?
This like an assistance program? What is this?
Not necessarily assistance, but what it does is it allows you, and I'm not the lender by no means, so I'd love to connect you with them, but I could give you a quick example. Basically in the first year, you get to buy down the rate by 1%, so you'll be paying less the first year, and then it would go back to the regular interest rate. And if you'd like to hear more about that, I can refer you to a few lenders.
Yeah, I think that's something I'd like to hear more about. I'm not saying yes right now, but if it's something I'm definitely open to learning more.
Absolutely, absolutely. And these work really well, especially if you're trying to save a little money in the first year. You could potentially be making more money at your work in the following year, or you at least you'll be able to save a little money up front. I have three lenders that we recommend that I've
Okay.
worked with in the past. I just like to give you options, and I'm
Right.
sure you might have your own lender on your end as well. But I'd love to give you that information. Would you mind if I send that over to you via email and you could set up
No,
an
that's
appointment
good.
with
I
them?
think, yeah, no, that's good.
Okay, perfect, fantastic. I can send over that information for you. I'm super happy that you're open-minded to this. As you know, Emily, I'm here to make the home buying experience as smooth as possible. I want you to feel very comfortable with the decision you make. I know this is a huge decision, and I'm here for you. And I want you to understand that once you talk with the lenders, they'll give you a better understanding of exactly what your payments would be. And then we
Mhm.
could go out and look for the proper homes in the proper areas and try to find you your dream home.
All right, Derek. Thank you.
You're welcome, Emily. I'll send that information over to you and I'll follow up with you probably on Wednesday afternoon. Okay.
Perfect. That sounds good. Thank you.
Thanks, Emily. Have a good day.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.
Very good. Okay, quickly want to ask a couple of questions, or one thing that I want to mention is that in one of my discussions with one of the lenders, if the rate did go down and they wanted to refinance, then they would waive the refinance fees. So they would refinance for free. So and I'm not sure if that's the same for all lenders, but that is with a couple of lenders that I at least know. So make sure that you let your client know to mention that, to ask, hey, what if the rate does go down? Do you refinance? Is that gonna be another fee? Are you gonna charge me? Will it streamline to do it for free? Stuff like that. And then the next thing that I want to ask, sorry, the next thing I wanted to ask is at the very bottom of the script, it says, once we have a good understanding of how much you're going to qualify for and the loan that you decide to go with, then we can start looking at homes. Why do we want to wait?
I mean, in this market where there's such low inventory, it's like you pretty much should be pre-qualified to even be considered like as a legitimate offer. And now that also I feel like could work for in general. I feel like people just like when somebody's already pre-approved, maybe even like already pre-approved, has the whole thing underwritten already. It just makes like the ability to close escrow so much faster and everything just much easier.
That's right. Some listing agents are certainly requiring it as well. Is there any other reasons why?
Yeah, what if they don't qualify and you're showing them homes?
Yeah.
Because
So
everything's so expensive. Some people may not even qualify. So why?
that's right. So really what it's coming down to is
Yeah,
protecting your time as well. So
Well,
both,
and I think in their hopes too, if someone thinks they
true.
qualify for 1 million and they qualify for 600 and they've been looking at all these perfect homes and then it's just going to burst their bubble.
that's right. So
Yeah.
getting real,
Mhm.
absolutely, getting real, making sure that we're working with qualified people. We're not wasting our time. as well, or theirs for that matter.
Right.
So those are all great answers. I just want to make sure that we at least thought about that. Why are we making sure that we're getting these people pre-approved first? The lenders are calling it 1-0 buy down. That's what they call it, 1-0 buy down.
What does that
1-0.
mean? Like, what does the 1-0 part mean? I know, like,
1 year, like 1 year, 2 year. There's also a 2-0,
okay.
1-0, 1 year buy down, 2 year buy down. They're going to discount the rate. You're going to pay for it. They're going to pay for it, and it's going to get wrapped up into the loan, depending on how much you can come in with or afford as well. But that, again, with those specific details, it's talking to the lender, but it is with the expectation that maybe rates will get better and then you can refinance down to a lower rate. Maybe you're in it just for some quick equity, depending on the market. Maybe you are expecting a raise at your job, and that little bit of a raise is going to help with the affordability of that loan. So there's multiple reasons why someone might want to consider it.
Well, in my situation, Darren, the seller paid for it.
Right.
It was a credit
There you go.
purchase.
Which, by the way, tomorrow, I believe on Thursday, we were talking about credits. That's a good point. So it all depends on the terms, right? And negotiations is where are you going to put some of this stuff? Because the seller might want out of this house just as much as she wants to buy it. And if this is a win-win, then that works for everyone. Point being is these are conversations that we can have with clients when the market seems a little rough. There are some options that help to get people into the home. Because I do expect things to get better, right? I don't think just because home prices are high and interest rates are high, the world's going to hell and we'll never see it again. I know from real estate, it is very cyclical, and like most, economic turns, there's high times and there's low times. Real estate is cyclical. It goes up and it goes down. It goes up and it goes down. I highly doubt this is the last time that we'll ever see it go up, and I highly doubt that the next time we see it go down will be the last time that it goes down. It'll happen again and again and again. That's just the way that markets work. All right, so that's the script. I hope that you found it useful. Just head over to realestatescriptspractice.com for more resources and downloads. This podcast is for the purpose of education only, and it does not make any guarantees. We suggest you seek out the help of your broker, coach, mentor, CPA, or attorney. Brought to you by Darren Tunstall, California DRE number 018534445.